What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're gonna restore another track from Metroid, the swamp area of Brinstar Red Soil swamp area. So, and actually, I need to make it so that you guys can hear this, see this other window capture is not working. Hold on. Yeah, SPC tool. All right, but that is not. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Yes, hola. What's up, y'all? Alright, we got people pouring in here, so we're gonna start. I'm gonna play the song, and you guys can't seem to see this window. Hold on. Oh, I have it muted, that's why. Why is it so... Okay. Yeah, let me, get rid of that real quick. Technical difficulties. That's weird. Okay, anyway, we'll just do that then. We'll just do this. Move me and put this up here. Alright. So we'll kind of let this guy hang out here. Anyway, welcome to the stream. What's up, Ricardo? Diego? Yes, I do remember you. You were in, you came in during, DK3. Welcome back. I love this song. Alright, this is, so let's see, without further ado, let's hear the track in its entirety, as it originally has been on the SNES. And it is not playing for me right now. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna restart SPC tool and see what's going on here. That's really weird. Alright, so... Looks like SPC tool is not quite working for us right now. But you guys can hear it. You guys can hear it in the stream, but I can't hear it. Let me see what's going on for just a second. What? Yeah. I can't hear you. Go for it.
Attention, this is your captain speaking. We're currently having technical difficulties. Give us a few moments and we'll get back to the original flight plan. For the moment, please enjoy the pretzels, the popsicles, and whatever else you brought to the flight today. Thank you for being patient with us, and yeah, we'll resume original destinations as it follows. Have a great flight.
All right, that was my friend speaking. Here to entertain while we fix some difficulties. The difficulty being that I can't hear whatever is going on here. That is weird. But you guys can hear this, so I'm not sure what's going on. Because I see it's coming through. It was working earlier, so I think what I'm gonna do is stop, I'm gonna unplug it and then plug it back in. That usually helps. There we go. Okay, that worked. Okay, it looks like you guys can hear it, I can hear it, everybody can hear everything, we're good. So let's listen to the song without further ado. And I'm gonna go ahead and add much the loop of the song. So it's going to start right over. See, here we don't have a loop. We've got it only playing once, it looks like. Okay, cool. So it looks like we've got, for this first track, straight up, it's the whole flute thing going all the way through. Very quietly, I should add. It's almost inaudible throughout the whole mix, but except for the beginning. And we've got, what kind of, it's definitely loops here. Looks like it loops 2 bars. But then, okay, so we have A, B, A, B, A, all the way through. And then it goes to a bunch of B. So we're going to have to follow that. Let's go ahead and copy just these 2 bars into a pattern. And we're going to make a new pattern, call this flute, riff. What's up, Xavier? Your audio is too hard to hear. I only listen to the song. Okay, hold on 1 second. Recently stumbled across... You should be able to hear both me and the thing. I think I have to turn my mic up is what it is. There you go. You should be able to hear me pretty clearly over the song now.
Is that helpful, Xavier? Please leave a comment in the comment section, and we shall get back to
Oh man, you play too much. Alright, so now we have the flute pattern, paste, and we can keep it like that in the thing. Now we have to do is paste it into the playlist clip. So we have to follow kind of what we see here. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see, yeah, there you go. If you raise it up, you can kind of see, okay, this is A and B. So we have A, B, A, B, A, B, no, A, 4A, and then I can't really tell what's going on in here. Let me see. So we have just straight up A, the first pattern, until about... bar 28. Bar 28, after bar 28. no, at bar 28, we switch to B. And then the whole time, I think it's B. Well, not the whole time, but up until, ooh, what's going on here? So we have it sustains after. Okay, so up until 32, it plays normal, and then we have a, well, actually what I can do is copy this note and extend it here. Okay, and so what happens is, actually let me copy that other part as well, because we have an odd bar out here. So it looks like it stops for a half a bar, and then it switches time. We have a timing switch here. So what happens here is we want to put a time marker for 4/4 again. Want to drag it over here, because you see the bars are now out of sync once you get that extended note. So see, now everything's it's kind of in sync. So I don't know, I think there's a pause that happens here. I'm not really sure at this point, but that's what I'm going with so far. But anyway, after that, so we have bar 33 extends out. And we got to go up to bar 33, and then it extends out. And then we have, let's see. Then we have the A pattern again. And it goes all the way into the end, which is bar 41. It stops at bar 41. So let's do that. Go like this. And then at bar 41 it stops. But we need a time marker here too. Alright, that about does it. It stops at bar 41. So now what we're going to do is test out the sound. Let's see if the, I gotta tweak that here. But let's see if it sounds, let me make sure all the bars kind of are right here. Okay, but let's make sure it sounds right. So we've got the notes laid out. Now we need to say, what does it sound like? It's an octave up too high. And it's too loud, way too loud. Now there should be an envelope on that, right? It's a sharp detached note. Let me see what y'all are saying. How did you get these samples? I found them all over the place. You can find them at places like pretty much around the internet, on polyphonesoundfonts.com for the sound fonts, which is the Proteus one, and then for some of them are Massive and Contact. And let's see. Okay. Now let's go and try to tweak this sound, because we need the envelope to be sharp and detached. So that's what we can see what we can do. Bring the sustain to 0 and the decay to something small. Actually, I think we bring the sustain level up to kind of 50, because there has to be a sharp detached note. But I think the sound font isn't really working. This happens sometimes, so we have to remove the envelope on the instrument is causing some interference. So this ought to do it. Let me just tweak it. You guys probably can't see this, but I'm tweaking it here for a second. Okay, so that ought to fix it. Let me see. Hold on one second. Okay, that ought to do it. Now let me reload it and see if that works. There we go. See, so now we get these sharp detached notes. And that's what we want. If you check out the original, it's very poppy. It's very snappy. Even snappier than that, really. There we go. Maybe a little more on the decay. And now we want to make sure that this note kind of dies out, but we can only do one envelope. So what we want to do is a manual fade out on the note. And I don't even know how much we want that to fade out. That ought to do. And we want a manual fade out on this one too. But now it sounds like it has some vibrato to it in the sample, because in the game it doesn't, but the thing that happens is when you loop it, it creates this like sort of feeling of vibrato on it. So we're going to kind of simulate that by going to the LFO section and go to -1, and then go to tweak the speed. And this could probably be louder, actually. Just so you guys can hear it. What's up? Hola. So that ought to do for now. Except for that panning. Each note is sort of like moving, cycling from left to right. So what we want to do is simulate that with note pans. So we have, and let me check on the exact measurements of those notes. So we have about 50% spread. And so what we're going to do is go into note pan, say 50% to the left. I think it was left to right. Or yeah, no, it was left. It was right to left, actually. I think it was even poppier than that. Like the envelope was kind of like sharper. But I think what we can do is, because this thing is so like concise, like the notes are slow, and you can kind of hear where I'm going to say to hell with the note fade outs, and just say that they're going to fade out like normal, and then we're going to use a compressor on the volume. But I want to check on that extended note. I want to see how far it actually fades out. I want to say it probably just fades out like normal and then it stops, which means we don't really need this. That sounds about right. Now let's quantize this because I see it going off a little bit. And this whole thing might be a little bit too loud for the entire mix, so I think that ought to be just loud enough. But now what we need to do is give it a mixer track. I'm going to put some reverb on it. I'm going to put it in the accompaniment section. And I want to put a compressor on it to get that, like, so it really punches. That's kind of what we use compressors for. They mainly pack a punch. So what you do is say, give it some attack so that it bleeds through, but then after about 80 milliseconds, we're going to compress the hell out of it.
He means compress it to heaven.
Ha! For all the Christians out there. Alright. See, that kind of makes it sharper. If we bring it up, we can hear it. Really packs it a punch. Putting it at 50, I think, is our ideal. We really just want to bring out that chiff in the flute. So this instrument is kind of like if you just really like it's like a flute, but if you really just blew hard at the flute, and it like kind of created this noise sound. All right, welcome. I see some people coming in. Meditative song. It fits the slipper perfectly. Hey. All right. So that's down. Now we have all that. I think we could use the decay a little bit shorter. Nice. Alright, so that'll do for now. Now let's move on to whatever the next instrument is. We got these dark strings. Now this is probably one of the best parts of the song. And I think it's pretty much doing that the whole time. Except for this part. It kind of gives it a break. But I think it goes on to another pattern there, so it's pretty much the whole time doing that loop. So we're going to copy that one bar, and we're probably going to want this on full velocity. Let's say I'm going to call this new pattern bass, and I think let's try ominousness at first. I know I have a couple of string patches. That's the piano. I'm not sure which piano, but one of those. And it looks like it does continue. Yeah, it does continue in another bar when it does that. Ooh, that's too low. That sounds really good. I like the way that sounds. We just need to make it fade out. A little more. I love the transient on that too. Might make that a little softer. There we go, perfect. And that's a little bit too loud. So yeah, apologize if that hurt, if that broke anyone's speakers, but looks like it was plenty loud on its own. Yeah, and it's peaking at 6, which is kind of what we want for a bass. So let's give it a track. So this one can be called flute, riff, this one can be called bass strings, and we'll put that in accompaniment. Does it have any reverb on it? No, because it's a bass, of course. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much covers that. Let's spread it out across the whole song. Let's put it at the bottom because we always want to organize our basses at the bottom. And then we have a change in the song where it takes a rest, apparently. Let me check on that. Yeah, it does kind of take a rest. The entire song does. And let me say that on this part, I want the rest of the note to ring out because I know there's more to it. The rest of them I wanted to kind of cut off. And this one I'll let it ring out too. Okay, cool. So now what's next? Oh, we have that piano in the same track. So let's go and pick that out. It looks like it echoes as well. So we have an echo of how much? Looks like half a step. But it's very strong. Or I don't really know how much it is because I can't trust the velocities here. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much the same velocity, but it's panned across it's ping pong pan. Okay, cool. So it seems pretty straightforward. Let's go and copy that.
And for those of you who don't know what ping pong is, it's a game with a lot of back and forth.
Haha. Done. All right. Make a new pattern. Call it piano. Let's see which piano fits. I know there's like a couple pianos in this game. Or at least I have a couple pianos in my list for this game. That sounds like it. There's also something called Baby Grand in this game. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. Actually, I have Contact open already. Let's try out Baby Grand, because this one's kind of,
it also sounds
feels kind of lo-fi.
It also sounds like an instrument from Sakura, kind of.
Sakura? What's Sakura?
Remember that plug-in?
Oh no, that's this is way older than that. Sakura is a guitar like emulator. It kind of does the same thing. It emulates string sounds, but Sakura is really awesome. At least I thought I had that Baby Grand somewhere. Let me see where that came from. Hey, welcome. Alright. So, I'm going to go and look at a chart here real quick. Baby Grand from Universe of Sounds 1. I think I haven't, like, documented that sound yet, so I have to go and grab it from the actual disc, which should only take a minute. There we go. Okay, I think this one's definitely the better one. And I think it's, yeah, this is like a better copy of the other one. That one, Sound Font one's kind of really low quality. Oh yeah, much better. Now all we need to do is tweak that envelope, because it sustains right now. It should fade out after a while. Cool, let me check on that. Oh, I think SPC tool froze. Yeah. Alright, so, well, I've got my alcohol here, so we gotta take a shot. Alright, I've got... I don't have any shot glasses, but I do know how to free pour. So.
Yo, do I have to participate in this shot stuff?
Not if you don't want to.
Alright, cool.
Actually, I think that might have been a bit much, but... Cheers.
Cheers. Forgot to knock the glass.
I don't have anything to knock it against.
That's fair.
Alright. Okay, first shot of the day. Alright. I think you're muted. I'm not muted. Oh, good. Yeah, never mind. You're good. Alright. SPC tool is blocking half the screen. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean when it is open. You guys don't see it when it is when it's not open, right? Oh wow. You do. Okay, even when wow, I apologize for that. Even whenever it's closed, it's kind of, or when I can't even move it around, man. It's like kind of locked there. So I think what I'm going to do is just remove that. And do a window capture. So you guys can see, or no, do a whole screen capture so you guys can see exactly what I see. And here we go. That ought to be better. No, I can't even tell. I can't even stop to check, but you guys will let me know, I'm sure. Can you see my comment? Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, with the SPC tool not blocking the screen anymore, actually I can bring it up and we can go ahead and go back to the song. Now, there was that piano part that I'm trying to find. Okay, so that's kind of the envelope. It needs to be a bit shorter. Maybe like 1 second. And it's too bright is the thing. Like I know it was in the SNES, but even like, and because SNES makes it dark, but even for the SNES it was pretty bright.
Can I say what I think?
What's that?
I don't think it was a piano. I think it was like some type of Asian string instrument.
It actually is, like the piano is like the same thing. You can hear it, it sounds the same. See? Yeah, and it's labeled as a piano. So it's definitely a piano. It's just that pianos in that time, piano samples were pretty bad, and they kind of sounded the same as those. Sharp. Very sharp. They made them very bright, and they were not very convincing.
You learn something new every day.
Yes, you do. All right. So now we're just going to darken it. First, let me send it to a separate mixer channel. And then let me say, okay, contact is going to, well, actually, no, I have to go to the outputs first and say that contact will map this output to 3 and 4. And 3 and 4 will get sent to mixer track +1. So it's one more. Actually, let me go and send it. Actually, I can just use 1 right here. I think nothing is using 1 right now, so there we go.
And for those of you who don't know, 4 comes after 3, 3 comes before 4, and they're both good numbers in my book.
Okay. Now with that out of the way, let's go and kind of darken this thing up. It's also pretty loud, so we'll bring it down as a whole. There we go. Now, did it have any reverb? Let me see. No, it was pretty good. Whoa.
What was that?
That was Donkey Kong. That's my ringtone. Or of email tone. So, anyway, with that out of the way, that's sounding pretty good. And we will go and place it in the mix. And where it happens is, I can tell it happens kind of right here. Let me put this down here and then this up here, because this is kind of at the bottom of the mix. It's going to kind of be, see, the timpani is going to go here, and this will all kind of, yeah, like that, exactly. Make sure that it's in time here. Yes, it's definitely in time.
In time is kind of like being
if you're not early, you're late. It doesn't apply to music. Anyway. Now, oh, I almost forgot they had that. They have that delay I'm supposed to put on the piano, sort of like that "I Feel Love" effect that we talked about earlier, where you have, so the piano is panned to the left a bit. So let's copy that panning, and let's say it's 53% to the left. So we're going to go into contact and go 53 left. And then what happens is when we go to the mixer track, we're going to put a delay on it for the exact same volume, so what we have right here. And we're going to say that it's only has one echo, and it's ping pong.
And that should help with the whole pan situation.
All right. But the timing, I forgot about it. It should be half a step. There we go. And it still sounds like it needs more darkening. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so with that out of the way, now we can move on to the next track. Let me see what y'all are saying real quick. Yo, yeah, too bright. Yeah, you right. It's coming together. Nice ringtone. Is there a reason you create the notes yourself over ripping the MIDI? Is it easier to keep organized and stuff? No, I don't recreate the notes myself. This is actually a MIDI that was pre-created, so using VGM trans. So when it's in the game is encoded in hexadecimal format, which means basically that it's a lot of numbers and letters. So it's not really a MIDI format, like you can't open it up and see the notes. But here we go. We take the SPC file, which is like all the hexadecimal numbers and letters, and then we very crudely convert it to MIDI using, and that's what this is. This is a very crudely converted MIDI. It's just the raw notes, and we have to basically copy them and interpret them. So basically, this is the actual notes that were in the game. Everything you hear is an exact sample, is exactly the data that was in the game, crudely converted to MIDI. So we take it, we copy it, and we translate it into over here, like where the DAW can read it. We basically reinterpret the notes, handle the velocities, and see what we can do. Basically, this piano might be too loud. I think the piano in this yeah, it's about mid volume, so we're good on that. But basically, the notes that I'm using are all the same as the game. Yo, it's my favorite Metroid track. Cool. Awesome. Now, so that's good. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next track, which is, let's see what that is. The Timpani. Alright. So first off, we've got this pattern right here, the same as the low brass. And let's find and make a new track, call it Timpani. Now, I believe the one I used was this one. Yeah, I need to be naming these channels, by the way. Keep it clean. So this is the piano, but I don't need this anymore because remember, this is low quality. Actually, I can delete this altogether from the Dropbox, which is what I'm going to do now. And that flute is going to come in. Remind me about that. That flute comes into that pattern. So, let's see. Oh, wait, it's part of the, oh, wait. Yeah, it's part of the Proteus sound one. I can go ahead and delete that from Proteus 2. Or Proteus 1 it was in. Well, I'm starting to feel that shot, y'all. It begins. Okay, so we can delete stereo piano from here. Because that, we don't need that. We already have it in contact format. And the bad thing about these sound fonts is they're very low sample rate. So it's going to be low quality. For some of them. See, like this one, bless you, comes in low quality.
My COVID is everywhere.
Germs. Alright. So, what we want to do now is I'm going to restart this and listen to it again. Basically, we have the timpani going at it, right? So let's paste the timpani notes. Quantize them.
What does timpani mean?
Timpani is a drum. It's an orchestral drum that is used very heavily. You know, like you can hear it in the 2001: A Space Odyssey theme. You know, bum 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 dum 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 dum. Basically, a big booming drum.
Would this be a timpani drum?
Sounds like it could be. Sounds like your voice, but could be a timpani as well. Yeah, the Star Wars theme does use a timpani. Dun 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 dun. Does use the timpani? Pretty much every classical song you're gonna hear that has a big booming orchestra uses the timpani as its drum. It's the typical orchestra drum. So what we have here is, let's listen. And it's basically, this is way too low for a timpani, so it's probably supposed to be a bass drum. Because, yeah, that's pretty much bass drum range. Like another drum that is used in orchestra is like a 40-inch bass drum. But it is, and so that's probably what this is supposed to be, because it sounds pretty much like it. So yeah, that works pretty well. But it is extraordinarily loud, so we want to take down the velocity. And VGM Trans, I guess, didn't really copy all the velocities very well, so they're all going to be like pretty much full. But we want it to peak at 6 because it functions as a kick or a bass drum. So we want all our both our kick and our bass to hit at 6 dB, negative 6 dB right here. And let me make sure that you guys are seeing the cursor, actually. Yeah, capture cursor. So you can see where I'm putting my cursor. We want it to peak at 6 dB. That's just kind of a rule of thumb. I use both the bass and the kick hit at 6 dB, and that keeps the bass section nice and uniform. And so we have that. So let's see how long it plays for. Let me go ahead and play the song. And it's playing at, it's got a panning to it. It's going to be panned to the right speaker, about 50%, so let's go and copy that. Now it goes on until that flute comes in, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. It goes on for 8 bars. So 8 bars, and then does the timpani drop out, or does it move to another channel? I think it moves to another channel. Yeah, it just moves to another channel. So it keeps on going, even after we don't hear it in that channel. And I think it's still going on. But then in that last section, when it pauses, we only hear one timpani hit. So let me check on that. Yeah, it only has one hit, so we can see it right here. And the same goes for the strings, actually. It only has one, like only the bottom one rings out. So let's say that here, we kind of let this ring out. Like so. And then we're going to do the same for the timpani. We're going to add a note. And so all the timpani notes we're going to, except for this one, we're going to shorten to 1 bar. And then it comes right back. Oh, but at some point I think it stops out. Like it only does 1 per bar. Let me see, there's probably a pattern to this. Let me check on that. Okay, so after this bar, it pretty much doesn't go through with the timpani anymore. Like in that channel. It starts in, let's see. So we start out with it being in that channel. And then when it goes to the flute, it continues in this channel. But we see, here's where we have the pattern. Alright, so hold on, let me hear that again. It's yeah, see, it doubles up the notes. So we have this pattern here. And then we have a singular note here. But that could be done by just kind of cutting off this note. Anyway. Okay, so let's look at what pattern we have here. Let me see if I can see it from... That's going to be kind of hard to see it down there, probably. Actually, no, we can kind of see what's going on. So, right here is where I want it to kind of double up. Let me shut this off for a second. So here's where it plays the same, like a D sharp, 2 D sharps. It goes normal, and then it just plays 2 where it's just 1 singular note. And then it plays those 2 actually, it's like and then it does like this sudden note. Let me copy that down because that's going to happen for the strings as well, and that's a unique thing. Okay, I think... No, that was the wrong one. Here we go. Okay, I see what's going on. Now we need to do the same for that one. Bass, did I? Oh, I didn't do the velocity right. This is where it repeats right here. But here the timpani has another singular note. And a double note here. Alright, now we're in business. We have that final note at the end. Alright, good, that's a good stopping point. Let's see what y'all are singing. I'll give a sub though, sounds dope. Thank you. Have you heard the remix they did for this song in Metroid Prime 2? No, I actually didn't play this. I only played Metroid for SNES. I've never really played any of the other Metroid games. So, anyway, what else do we have here going on? So, we got the timpani pretty much all set out. And so let's see what else we have going on. We have that hi-hat, I know that. And we also have that flute melody that I forgot about. So let's see about that. Let's call this main melody. Let me clone the verb flute. This one has a long decay. So this one's going to have a long decay. Not that long. Wait, maybe that long. Maybe shorter than that. Perfect. All right, let's check on that. Whoa, okay. Might happen, that might not, depending on how many likes it gets.
I'll be there to provide assistance, don't worry, Sam.
I'm sure you will. So it looks like we got a little bit of, so see it fades in at first. First note fades in. So we got to quantize this one. Actually, I think only some of the notes fade out like that. So you have... Oh my. And I think it takes a little bit longer to fade out. Let me go and say that this is going to sustain. Actually, I think it takes just that long. And I think it needs more velocity than that, actually. It needs to be slower than that as well. Like this fade in is way too quick, even with a note. So let's say, I want to say that this, let me just put everything to full velocity. Oh, but this like doesn't need the compressor on it. So let's go give it its own mixer track. Let's call this flute melody. That's why it wasn't working. It was the compressor was going at it. Now this one's gonna fade out. this one should fade in as well. And this one should also fade out. And what is the panning like on this? There's no panning, it's center. Ooh. Apparently SPC Tool has some problems with that sound. Now it's got a natural vibrato to it. Oh, I think it has more than that. But I thought I faded this one out. Oh, I didn't do a note fade out. I didn't tell it to fade out that note. Cool. Alright. Let's drop that in. I think we can eliminate this part. Space here. Let's see. No. And we got that choir here. Your mic volume is a tiny bit too low. Let's see what I can do about that. Alright, and this, yeah, Xavier helped me figure out this choir. Pretty much was a lot of it. Alright. So now that choir, I think I've already kind of... Let me go and grab it from the notes. Okay, here we go. This is it right here. Yeah. And it pretty much just does that for like that same pattern until the melody comes in. The piano melody comes in. So let's say find first and choir. And let's send it to channel 1. Now it's not going to sound... See, this is like two sounds combined together. Now this sound in particular is tuned to F sharp, so we need to drag it down 6 semitones. Okay, maybe that's not 6. Maybe it's like 7. Let me actually tune that one and see. Kind of because it's I'm pretty sure that it was tuned to F sharp. Oh, it's tuned to F. Okay. So that means that I have to go -5, right? So it's soon F has to go back down to C, so it needs to be 5 semitones, right? There we go. And it should be a little bit quiet. And now this choir should be a stab. So it needs an envelope. Ooh. Ouch. Now, as far as the orchestra hit goes, it should be quick as well. And it needs to be, we need to take off a little bit of those, we need to low pass it just a little bit because it's too bright. It needs to sound like one sound. There we go. Now it kind of sounds like they're all melted together. Ooh, don't do that. Now this orchestra hit should start, it kind of has a startup time to it. So let's start the sample a little bit later on than that. I think we want it to be, don't want it to have that kind of a snap to it.
Which we don't.
Center, right? Yeah. I think it might need an upper note. It might be a power chord. I was thinking it might be a power chord before. Now I'm thinking it might be again. It just doesn't have that, like needs to be a higher end to it. So let me go and split the tracks to channel 4. So this one will do channel 4 and we'll duplicate the notes. Send this to channel 4. And then we'll go ahead and add a power chord at the top of this. Oh, SPC tool crashed again. Alright, take another shot.
Drop a thumbs up if I should take a shot.
Ha. Do they even have the option for thumbs up?
Just type thumbs up.
I put an emoji. I know y'all are watching this on your phone anyway. Ah. Whew. Okay. Good one. Ah. Okay. Let me see. Let me take another listen to that choir. I think it might be a power chord. No, I think it's not. Yeah, I think it is actually. But the upper power chord is probably lower velocity. And I think the whole note should be shorter, or the envelope on the choir. Not that short though. And fun fact, this is actually the same patch used in one of the tracks for DK2, the Lost World track. They had the choir at the end. It was like da 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 da, and it had a choir in it, and that's kind of what the same patch that they used, but a different. They didn't have the orchestra hit in it, so, and it didn't have the power chord on it. So let's kind of hear that how that sounds with the full mix. Take down the volume a bit. That's sounding good. I like the way that sounds. Actually, I think it sounded better with a longer decay. Okay, cool. So I think that covers that part. Let's see. What's next? We got more choir stabs after the piano. And then at the end, I want to have like a singular note ring out. And then that's the other part. We have this hi-hat going at it. Does it still need the fourth note? Yeah, it kind of does need the fourth note, but it's quieter than I thought it was. Okay. Let me shorten all of the versions of this except one. Okay, and that should do it. Let's see what else we got. So for channel 4, I think that's pretty much it. That's this right here. We just have the thing repeated again, but we're also missing the hi-hat. Yeah, the hi-hat comes in here.
The hi-hat is located below, actually above the low hat.
Yeah, doesn't hi-hat imply the existence of a low hat?
But it's not as high as the top hat.
So we have to, because the velocities weren't taken in the conversion, we have to kind of estimate our own. But I think there's some delay going on here, because it sounds like it implies delay. So, quantize, but it needs that pause, I think. So maybe we'll just quantize start times. So I'm gonna say, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what I think the pattern kind of is. So let's go and add the delay on that. Give it a mixer track and say delay is going to be in a 1-step interval. And let's give it a lot of level. That's good enough. And now we wanted to kind of have a low pass on it. Whew, I'm feeling it, y'all. Oh boy. Now let me check. I want to get it to where it's the exact cutoff as. And I need more resonance. No, wait, no, I don't. I need a different one. That's perfect right there. But see, there's another note in there at a lower velocity. That ought to do it. And so let's put that under the flute. Let's see, how long does that go on for in the song? It goes on until the flute part, and then it switches to another channel before. And then once the piano comes in, I think it's out completely. And then it starts up again when the piano leaves. think I got the second note a little too early. Cool, that sounds good. There we go. Ooh, ouch. I think that only happened on my end, but did you decide not to use the original samples on this one? I'm definitely using the original samples on this one. I think yeah, you were right, the second hi-hat. What doesn't sound original about these samples? These sound original to me. Yeah, if something sounds off, definitely let me know, because I did not grow up with this game. Hey, awesome. Glad to hear it. This guy's name is Buy My Mixtape. Anybody get a kick out of that?
No one buys mixtapes, they stream them.
Nobody streams mixtape, they streams music.
That's what a mixtape is music.
I thought a mixtape was an 8-track.
No, that's an 8-track.
I thought, isn't modern mixtapes playlists?
A mixtape is like an EP. It composes of like 3 to 4 songs, maybe 13 if you have like a grander vision of a mixtape. It's just a bunch of experimental tracks of you as an artist, and that's why they call it a mixtape.
Okay, Mr. Wikipedia over here.
I'm not Mr. Wikipedia. I am Wikipedia.
Okay. But this is sounding pretty good. I think I want a little bit of saturation on the hi-hat just to give it that kind of industrial effect or lo-fi effect. There we go. Really bring out that like kind of lo-fi effect that was in the original. And I really want some stereo on this flute melody. And I think it needs some reverb as well.
You know what else it needs?
What?
More cowbell.
Cowbell. I need more. That's great, but I need more cowbell. That bass is booming. Let's go ahead and try to master this track. See what we get. Bass is booming. Yeah, boom. want to get a little bit of a limiter and compression on the bass. Make sure that the bass is at perfect levels right now, so that's good. And looks like the levels overall are perfect too. And I want to keep the flute melody at 25% separation, stereo separation, and the riff at 50%. And for the reverb, I want to replace it with the good reverb that we usually use. Now, this swampy area, I'm pretty much this whole location is kind of a hall type situation because it's all tunnels and all that. It's all based on tunnels, so we want a hall type reverb and maybe a little bit of slight pre-delay, you know.
For those who don't know what a hall type reverb is, it's basically walk out into the halls of your apartment and collect readings.
Definitely not. It's based on an orchestra room, orchestra hall. So now we have that nice kind of echo there. That's really good. And definitely I want to get a little bit on the lead channel. Now this one's not going to have much at all, but it is going to be a hall with a slapback on it. And I do want the piano to have a little bit of reverb, even though it doesn't have it in the SNES, because it's realism. Even though it doesn't sound like it has much reverb, it's going to make a difference. We don't want to have it on the timpani, definitely, and not the hi-hat, because the hi-hat's kind of a techno element. But we definitely want to have it on the melody. And I do believe we want this to loop, so let's go and first off let's reset that. Go ahead and loop this. Now we want to restart it like that, and I think I'm pretty sure the song restarts at the start point, like it loops at the start point. I think maybe the chorus is too low. You think the chorus should be, like, the choir should be louder? So, I guess the hi-hat you're working on didn't sound quite the same. Maybe intentional, though. Yeah, it's because of, it's sampled at a low note in the game. It's played at a low pitch in the game, and that could kind of sound, or maybe it's the wrong pitch. Let me check on that. Might be an octave lower, actually. Let me try that. Because normally the sample is played back at 16,000 hertz, I think. But this one's played really low at like 430, so that's like 2 octaves lower. And that's too much saturation for that. But it's also too much resonance, I think. I definitely think we want it to be shorter. Yeah, that does sound better, doesn't it? Ooh, those shots are getting to me. Oh man, I'm a lightweight. So that sounds better. Your suggestion was good. It still sounds a little too high. There we go. And it still sounds too long. Now I definitely kind of want to take an EQ to this and kind of like, so I can work a little bit more precise with the resonance. There we go. I definitely want to get a little bit of high end on it, so it doesn't sound too lo-fi. And I want to kind of take down the distortion there. And maybe take a look at the envelope, kind of give it a sharper curve.
Just enough to take the edge off.
Heh. Alright, ooh, I'm feeling it. Okay. That is sounding better now. Cool. That sounds incredible, bro. Look at this guy's like, bro. That sounds incredible. Alright, people are getting excited. Pitch on the chorus I think is too low is what I meant. So let's take a look at that then. Because the choir is like a weak point because it is two sounds layered in one, so it's going to be tough to get it right. Even though I think this is the right sample, it might need a little bit of tweaking. Maybe because I stopped it down to 22. Yeah, you're right. The pitch kind of sounds too low. So I stopped it down to 22 because I like negative 22 cents because I tuned it and it was like, okay, it's a little bit out of tune, but maybe it was supposed to be out of tune because the original patch is out of tune, kind of. But I see what you're saying now. Does that kind of sound good to you? Let's hear it in the full mix. This guy obviously grew up with Metroid because he could hear that low pitch. It was only slightly low. I compiled your DKC1 and DKC2 soundtracks into albums. Love your work. Thank you, man. Good job.
I have a quick question. Who on this stream knows the point and concept of Metroid?
Ha! Exploration, I'd say. I didn't really grow up with Metroid, so I don't know what the object of the game is. But apparently it's like there's some kind of alien brain thing that you have to... I didn't pay attention during the story section. They have a story intro, but I always skip it. So if anyone knows the story of Metroid, someone give us like a rundown because I don't know.
Played it on the NES. I just remember shooting things, jumping on things,
It's a lot of things.
Those things.
Hey. And nobody really knew where they were in the 80s. Definitely a good suggestion on the hi-hat, because the hi-hat's sounding much better now. Although maybe that cutoff needs to be a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Thematically, it's inspired by Alien. Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah, it definitely has Alien vibes. like is in the movie Alien. I need to rewatch that movie, actually. That was a really good movie that I haven't seen in a long time. And I think that flute needs to be louder. And I think I need more high frequencies on that. Started off the 80s. 1979. That was like the start of like the John Carpenter style horror monsters. Even though it wasn't John Carpenter, but it was like John Carpenter like kind of took after that style and really ran with it. What? Hey, well, you're only 10 years off, but you know. I should not be stereo separating the hi-hat because it's not, it's only a mono sample. And speaking of, the bass is a stereo track and it has high end, so I want to try to do a mid-side EQ one. I think that would help it out a lot. Let me open it up. The choir, on the other hand, that could be a stereo separator. Acquire. Yeah, sometimes you just have to acquire a choir.
The choir of fire.
Fire choir. Ooh, I really like it, like, separated like that. Oh.
I can't wait to
I
hear
think...
those speakers.
Absolutely, we're actually going to do that, like, because I have to mix it through the speakers in a separate perspective.
Could I hear that?
Hold on, you gotta wait.
Dang, I've been waiting so long.
I definitely want to hear that.
I've been waiting for
This moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord. These people know that. These guys know that song well because it's pretty much one of the DK2 songs was heavily inspired by that. Yeah, it like took that, you know, that drum beat at the beginning. Pretty much took that drum beat, like based the whole song off of it.
Phil Collins with the crowd.
Yes.
Did you know that Phil Collins?
He what?
Regret.
I heard that. Yeah. They also spread it. They spread it like a false rumor about him that he wrote this, that the song "In the Air Tonight" was about this guy he's witnessed drowning another man, and he like basically invited him. They said he basically invited him to his concert and sung that song. But that's not true. That song was actually about his anger towards his ex-wife.
Interesting. That's funny.
Oh, he might have like believed that and stuff. Oops.
Who knows?
Definitely I like how that flute is going. I want to put some chorus on it because it sounds too flat. Definitely helps. That chorus helps like a really flat sounding sample, like a really static, like one that's like got a very short loop. Helps it to really feel like varied and like sound higher quality than it actually is. Most oftentimes it's used on vocals to sound more like thicker. Basically it makes thin sound thicker. And this piano can probably use some darker tones. Cool. So I think it's coming together really nicely. And the levels look nice, and it sounds nice in the headphones. So let's see. What are y'all saying? We require a choir. You're going to go and fight them and recover them. Okay, so someone says the story for Super Metroid, I think, is that of all of the Metroids have been wiped out except for one baby that Samus captured and took it to a lab for testing. Yes, I remember that. I watched the intro and I remember that part. But then some space pirates attacked and stole it. Yeah, because one of the tracks is called like Space Pirates or something. And so you have to go and like find it, right? I think that's kind of the story. Is you have to go and find the Metroid that was stolen by space pirates.
Space pirates.
I just bought Super Metroid, $80 on eBay. Whoa, okay. Yeah, that's too much for me, man. I'll just break out an emulator. $80 for an original SNES. You telling me that I could get $80 each for these on eBay? Okay, well I'm gonna have to look that up because I could definitely use $80 more than I could use these cartridges, which I have no SNES for.
Needs more SNES.
SNES. No snareness. More SNES. Makes me think of going into an unexplored territory with great natural danger but potential rewards. That's pretty much sounds like a video game, so good.
Sounds like everything.
You return to the same planet from the first game. Pass through an area. You must defeat the mother brain, but continue exploring the planet. Isn't there like a pterodactyl boss in this game? Okay. I think it sounds pretty good. I'm gonna turn off my mic so we can listen to it in the speakers real quick. And you guys can continue giving suggestions.
Kill 48 volts of electricity.
I think you guys can continue giving suggestions, and I'll just be reading the chat. still low pitched. Let me listen to that. The original. I think it should be the right pitch. Yeah, that's the right pitch, alright. I think it's done. Yeah. Sounds pretty on point. Yeah. So, alright. So I'm going to export this. And as for it, and once the MP3 is done, I'll post it in the chat and you guys can kind of beta test it. Oops, sorry, I default went to. I'm also kind of still feeling the alcohol here. Woo! Man, you make some weird noises on stream.
What do you think weird noises are? This accumulation.
Oh wow, this is gonna take a while. Okay, all right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sounds an octave too low. Someone says. Let me try that out. Octave too low. Hold on.
Octave too low.
My friend's getting restless here.
It's bored restless.
Definitely not an octave too low, but there might be a sub. There might be a fourth under there.
A sub?
No, sub. The fourth might not be there at all. Like the fifth might not be there at all. It might just be. What do y'all think? That sounds much better, I think. I think it actually does. I was overthinking it. It still doesn't have a power chord in it. Let me try it. Listen to it. Note in the chord in the original sounded like it was missing, whether it was an octave or a mixing or whatever. I think it's yeah, I think it's. Does that sound right? Let me know if that sounds right, because I think this is it. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what he's saying. Maybe it's just missing a bass, missing an upper octave in the of the bass note, not a harmony. Exactly, I think you're right. Yeah, well, I already shifted it up. You can hear it if you... Perfect. Hey. Perfect. Oh my god, that sounds so much better. I see what you guys are talking about now. Yes. Alright, so we fixed it. Awesome. Got it. Perfect. I knew there was something off. That's what we were thinking. It was like I was thinking it was a power chord. And then Xavier put it in like a rate in just one note, and I was like, that's it right there, one note. It turns out it's an octave, so yeah, it's an octave there. We get an octave going on. Ooh. Feeling this.
You know what a true power chord is?
A true power chord is a fifth.
It has 3 notes.
I didn't know. I thought usually you just play power chords as like there's the note and there's a fifth up. Oh, that sounds amazing now. Save that preset so you don't have to go through the pain. It's not a preset, it's the notes that we were doing. The preset always stayed the same, but I should save it so I don't have to go through the trouble of tuning it.
And the shift in the piano.
The piano roll.
That's where the magic is.
So that's pretty much the song. You can save the score. I don't need the score. The score's gonna be different for every score, I guess. But yeah, this is pretty much the track right here. I think this is perfect. So if you guys last call for suggestions, if you hear anything that jumps out at you, let me know.
Or if you just want to speak your mind.
Speak your mind. All right. Cool. So everybody seems to be in agreement. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make the video. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for letting me drink with you. Now we will...
Guys, before he leaves, make him take another shot. Come on, make him take
what?
Another shot.
All right.
No,
I'll
wait,
take another
wait.
shot. What?
They have to.
They have. Oh yeah, they have to. I
Make
can't be
it.
so easy, man.
Make him take another shot. So then
We got to be like shots.
Make him take another shot so then I could talk him into going to get pizza. Come on.
Pizza.
Do it.
I'm gonna have to take a lot more shots for that before I pay for pizza.
I'm drinking alcohol as well, cause why not?
Cause you see, he's even typoing, so that's kind of a good.
I like
Good
how he
idea.
put the X behind the cuts.
Pizza is greater than shots. Pizza goes with shots.
Yeah.
You gotta have something to diffuse the alcohol.
I wish
the
they
food.
made pizza that you could like shoot like a shot. Then I would be like eating.
You know how much frozen
a lot of
pizza is here in Brooklyn? Like just frozen pizza. It's real good, but it's $11.
Why would you buy frozen pizza when you could go to like Jimmy's and get like $1 slice?
Because you can't go to Jimmy's if you don't have a car.
That's bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh yeah.
We could always walk to Jimmy's.
Where's Jimmy's?
It's like a couple of Jimmy's away.
Take a shot like the character Metroid from Smash Bros. I don't remember Samus ever taking a shot. Bro, you need authentic New York. What's authentic New York pizza?
Tell him. I'm not gonna lie though. I was in Jersey for like a week, and Jersey has some banging ass pizza.
Really?
Yeah, it had some really killer ass pizza.
Nice.
Just
order delivery. I ain't gonna pay for delivery. I'll go get a frozen pizza. In order to get delivery,
you gotta literally buy like a $22 pizza, which is like cool and all, but that's a lot of pizza, dude. That's a lot of pizza. We could feed the whole neighborhood.
Get that pizza. Everybody wants us to get pizza rather than shots.
All right, fine.
Let's go order pizza. All right, I'm gonna make this video. All right, you guys have a good one, and thank you for coming. And Jam and Sam out.